donshaw.net. Here is a guide to what's the best value laptop for teachers in Ireland. This is for primary school teachers, and it is all about what kind of laptop you should buy if you're coming into the new school year. I've recorded this video in July 2018, so if you're listening to it after this, the information is possibly out of date. It should be good for about 6 months, maybe a little less. Anyway, I'll re-record this when I get a chance. July 2018 is the month, and therefore if you're buying a teacher laptop, you have a number of things to consider. I mean, the main thing is how quick it is, how fast it is, basically, and how much memory it has. You're really going to need, I suppose, a good processor, a decent processor. There's lots of options out there, usually i3, i5, i7. I think an i5 processor is more than enough for what we do as teachers. And then in terms of memory or RAM, you'd be looking for a minimum of 4 gigabytes of RAM, preferably more if you want to get a bit longer out of it. But an i5 with 4 gigs of RAM is more than enough. These are available new in most shops, but you can also always consider refurbished computers or laptops, where you can look at Green IT and Camara as two options that I know of that are selling laptops with that sort of spec. I suppose when we're teachers, there's other things that we do have to consider. For example, we still have projectors in most classrooms, and we need to plug our laptops into those, and they usually have a VGA cable. In fact, most schools would have VGA cables rather than HDMI ones, unless it's a very fancy new school. So check your projector, what your projector can do, and make sure that your laptop either has a VGA adapter, particularly if you're giving courses as well. You know, that's generally the one that most places will have. It's something worth considering. You'll need a decent battery as a teacher. As you know, we're not blessed with a lot of plugs in our classrooms, and if you're moving your laptop around, you're going to need something with a good bit of battery life. If you're getting something with a very, very large hard disk, I don't suggest you do. I'd actually suggest you get a solid state drive. You should be getting between 8 and 9, maybe up to 11 hours out of a good battery. Now, if you're buying a refurbished one, you're not going to be able to have that option. But try and get a solid state drive rather than a traditional drive. It'll make your computer last longer as well. Despite less space, I don't think we need that much space as teachers. Moving on to, I suppose, the look of it really doesn't really matter. That's why I kind of, I suppose, I'd suggest you get a fairly ugly looking one because it's less likely to be stolen. But I mean, that's just my preference. I mean, I think anything bright and shiny, you'll need to get something to protect it. A bit of security would be helpful. Again, there's lots of laptop locks and stuff like that. That might be useful for you depending on where you work and depending on what you need. Get a decent rucksack or laptop carrier as well if you're going to be bringing the laptop home. Obviously, in terms of GDPR, you are going to have to make sure it's all encrypted, password protected, all that sort of stuff, so make sure that's in place. And finally, as we all know, tech support in schools really isn't the best. So I suppose if there should be good warranty when you buy your laptop. So if you get it from a shop, you'll usually get a year's warranty. If you buy it from certain companies that have educational licensing, that you might get up to 3 years of a warranty there as well. So there's a few tips anyway on getting a basic teacher laptop. But it's all we really need. You don't need the very high specs. You should be spending no more than 500, maybe 600 euro on a decent laptop. If you're buying a refurbished one, 250 will get you a good one as well. Hope that helps, and we'll see you next time for some more advice.